Hey, welcome back to the channel. Today I have a story that will leave you truly inspired. It's about a man who defied all odds, rising from a life of hardship to become one of the most celebrated footballers in history. We see him now as a global icon, living in luxury, driving the finest cars, and adored by millions. But how many truly know the struggle behind his success? How many understand the sacrifices, the pain, and the relentless drive that shaped him into the legend he is today? By the end of this story, you'll realize why Cristiano Ronaldo is more than just a footballer. He's a living testament to perseverance, discipline, and an unbreakable will to succeed. Cristiano Ronaldo dos Santos Aveiro was born on February 5, 1985, on the small island of Madeira, Portugal. He was the youngest of 4 children in a family that struggled to make ends meet. His father, José Diniz Aveiro, worked as a gardener, while his mother, Maria Dolores, took on multiple jobs as a cook and cleaner just to keep food on the table. Life was anything but easy. Their house was small, barely enough for the family, and there were nights when food was scarce. His mother often went hungry so her children could eat. But beyond the financial struggles, there was another battle: his father's addiction to alcohol. It was something that affected the entire family. Despite his flaws, Ronaldo loved his father deeply, but watching the toll it took on his mother, seeing the pain in her eyes, left a mark on him. At just 20 years old, he suffered a devastating loss. His father passed away. It was a painful moment, one that could have broken him. Instead, he made a promise to himself: he would make his father proud. From a young age, football was everything to him. He played barefoot on the streets, using anything he could find as a ball. Other kids laughed at his obsession, but he didn't care. He had a dream: to become the best footballer in the world. At just 8 years old, he joined a local team, Madeira, where his father worked part-time. Even then, people could see something special in him. He was faster, sharper, and more determined than kids twice his age. But with that passion came emotion. He would cry whenever his team lost or when he didn't get the ball. They called him a crybaby, but that burning desire to win would later define his career. At 12 years old, he faced his first major challenge: leaving home. He was selected to join Sporting CP's academy in Lisbon, a dream opportunity but also a heartbreaking one. For the first time in his life, he was away from his family, his island, everything he knew. The loneliness was unbearable. Every night he cried himself to sleep, but he never let the pain break him. He reminded himself why he was there, holding on to his mother's words: "You are our hope. You must be strong." Life at the academy wasn't easy. He was bullied for his Madeiran accent, mocked for his skinny frame. But instead of letting it crush him, he used it as fuel. While others rested, he trained. He practiced his dribbling, his shooting, his speed. Hour after hour, day after day. He refused to be outworked. Then, at 15, disaster struck. A routine checkup revealed a heart condition that could have ended his career before it even began. He was faced with 2 options: quit football forever or undergo a risky surgery. For Ronaldo, there was no choice. Football was his life. He went under the knife knowing the risks, but there was no hesitation. Just days after the surgery, he was back on the field, training harder than ever. His journey was filled with obstacles: poverty, loneliness, loss, and a health scare that could have ended everything. But he never gave up. He refused to let circumstances define him. And soon, the world would take notice. By 16, he was already training with Sporting CP's first team, an unheard-of achievement for someone his age. His skills were undeniable: his speed, his footwork, his hunger to win. He was different. And in 2003, at just 18 years old, he got his moment. Sporting CP played a friendly match against one of the biggest clubs in the world, Manchester United. That game changed everything. Ronaldo was unstoppable. His dribbling, his movement, his confidence, it left Manchester United's players stunned. After the match, legendary coach Sir Alex Ferguson knew he had just witnessed something special. He told his staff, "We need to sign that boy." Within weeks, Ronaldo was wearing a Manchester United jersey, becoming the first Portuguese player to join the club. But once again, the challenges followed. Moving to England was another culture shock. He didn't speak English well, the weather was brutally cold, and the playing style was tougher than anything he had experienced. Critics called him flashy, accused him of showboating, said he wouldn't last. But he didn't listen. He trained harder. He spent hours perfecting free kicks, dribbling drills, studying his opponents. While others relaxed after matches, Ronaldo hit the gym. He followed a strict diet, avoided junk food, dedicated himself to his craft. He believed in one thing: if you take care of your body, it will take care of you. And soon, the results showed. Within a year, he became one of Manchester United's key players. Fans loved his fearless style of play. His teammates admired his dedication, and in 2007, he helped Manchester United win the Premier League. His goal tally was unbelievable, but for him it still wasn't enough. He wasn't satisfied. He wanted more. He wanted greatness. This is the story of a boy who had nothing and turned himself into one of the greatest athletes in history. A story of pain, sacrifice, and an unbreakable will to succeed. And yet, this was only the beginning. Ronaldo was never satisfied with just being good. He always wanted more. In 2008, he delivered one of the most outstanding seasons of his career, netting an incredible 42 goals across all competitions. That year, Manchester United dominated, clinching both the Premier League and the UEFA Champions League, the most prestigious club title in Europe. His performances were nothing short of extraordinary, earning him his first Ballon d'Or at just 23 years old. The world now recognized him as the best footballer on the planet. But for Ronaldo, this was only the beginning. What set him apart from others was his relentless discipline. While fame and fortune could have led him astray, he remained laser-focused. Late-night parties and unhealthy habits had no place in his life. He trained harder than anyone, often staying back to perfect his shots, refine his movements, and push his endurance to new limits. His work ethic was legendary. Coaches and teammates alike called him a machine, marveling at his commitment. He wasn't just training, he was sculpting himself into the ultimate footballer. In 2009, he made a decision that would change his life forever. He moved to Real Madrid for a then-record transfer fee of €94 million. This wasn't just a career move, it was a statement. He wasn't content with being a great player. He wanted to be the greatest. But stepping onto the Santiago Bernabéu pitch came with enormous pressure. The fans, the media, his teammates, everyone expected miracles. Instead of crumbling under the weight of expectations, Ronaldo thrived. He spent extra hours in the gym, fine-tuned his speed, and studied his opponents with meticulous precision. In his very first season, he racked up 33 goals. A phenomenal start. But for Ronaldo, it still wasn't enough. By his second season, he was an unstoppable force. He shattered records, scoring 40 goals in a single La Liga season, a feat no one had achieved before. His combination of blistering speed, technical brilliance, and clinical finishing made him a nightmare for defenders. But he wasn't just about scoring goals. He was a leader, pushing his teammates to new heights and carrying the team on his shoulders when it mattered most. His rivalry with Lionel Messi became the most talked-about debate in football history. Two of the greatest players the world had ever seen, going head-to-head season after season. But Ronaldo never let comparisons define him. He once said, "I don't compare myself to others, I compete with myself. I want to be better than I was yesterday." This mindset fueled his hunger, driving him to break records year after year. One of his biggest dreams was to lead Real Madrid to Champions League glory. In 2014, he helped make that dream a reality. Real Madrid lifted their 10th Champions League trophy, a historic victory known as La Decima. But Ronaldo was far from done. Over the next few years, he led the team to 3 consecutive Champions League titles in 2016, 2017, and 2018. His performances in these crucial matches were breathtaking. He became the all-time top scorer of the competition, leaving a mark that would take generations to surpass. In the 2017 final against Juventus, he delivered yet another masterclass, scoring twice and proving once again why he was the best in the world. His success wasn't just the result of talent. It was a product of unwavering discipline. Every day he followed a strict routine, from his diet to his training regimen. While others enjoyed the spotlight, he stayed grounded, avoiding distractions and focusing on what mattered most. Even in the face of criticism, claims of arrogance, accusations of selfishness, he never let negativity derail him. "Your success is the best response to your critics," he once said, and he lived by those words, silencing doubters with his achievements. At 33, an age when many footballers begin to slow down, Ronaldo stunned the world once more. He made a bold move to Juventus in 2018, determined to prove that he could dominate in yet another league. Skeptics doubted him. They said he was past his prime, that he wouldn't be able to handle a new challenge. But Ronaldo thrived on proving people wrong. With the same relentless drive, he trained harder than ever, determined to conquer Italian football. His Serie A debut was watched by millions. The pressure was immense, but as always, he delivered. In his first season, he scored 28 goals and led Juventus to the league title. But his most iconic moment came in the Champions League quarterfinals against Atletico Madrid. Juventus had lost the first leg 2-0, and their chances of advancing seemed slim. But Ronaldo refused to accept defeat. In the return leg, he produced a breathtaking hat trick, single-handedly turning the tie around. After the match, he simply said, "This is why Juventus brought me here, to make the impossible possible." At 34, while most players were winding down their careers, Ronaldo seemed to be getting stronger. His dedication to fitness was unmatched. Teammates at Juventus often admitted they had never seen anyone work like him. He studied defenders, learned their weaknesses, and adapted his game to stay ahead. His efforts paid off when he was named Serie A's most valuable player in his very first season. Even as he aged, he continued rewriting history. At 35, he became the first player ever to score 50 goals in the Premier League, La Liga, and Serie A. In one unforgettable match against Sampdoria, he soared into the air and scored a header that defied logic, leaving fans speechless. For Ronaldo, limits didn't exist. Age, critics, expectations, none of it mattered. His only competition was himself. He wasn't just playing football, he was leaving behind a legacy that would inspire generations to come. He soared into the air, his head connecting with the ball so powerfully that for a moment it seemed like he was defying gravity itself. Later, experts confirmed his leap was higher than that of an average NBA player. When asked how he continued to perform at such a high level despite his age, Ronaldo's response was simple: hard work, discipline, and the relentless pursuit of greatness. Beyond the pitch, he was just as inspiring. As a father of 5, he displayed the same dedication to his family as he did to his sport. He often shared glimpses of his life, moments spent teaching his children the value of perseverance, respect, and kindness. Even in times of crisis, he remained an unshakable force. When the world came to a standstill during the COVID-19 pandemic, while many athletes struggled to maintain their form, Ronaldo turned the time into an opportunity to push himself even further. Training harder than ever at home, he shared his journey with his fans, encouraging them to stay active, to keep moving forward, no matter how uncertain the future seemed. And when football returned, he proved once again why he was a legend. At 36, he dominated Serie A, finishing as the league's top scorer with 29 goals. Then, in 2021, he stunned the world by making a triumphant return to Manchester United, the club that had witnessed his rise to superstardom. The reception was electric, the anticipation immense, and Ronaldo did not disappoint. In his debut match, he found the back of the net twice, a statement to the world that he was far from finished. His younger teammates were in awe, watching him train with the same intensity as a 20-year-old, never taking a single day for granted. Through all the triumphs, all the records shattered, one thing remained constant: his belief that talent alone was never enough. It had to be fueled by tireless effort, unwavering discipline, and sacrifices that many were unwilling to make. But Ronaldo was more than just a footballer. Off the field, he was a devoted partner to Georgina Rodriguez, a woman who understood his struggles and stood by his side through every challenge. Their love was a source of strength, a foundation that kept him grounded. She was his anchor, the one who provided him with peace amidst the chaos of his relentless pursuit of excellence. At home, he was not the fierce competitor seen on the pitch, but a loving father who cherished every moment with his children. Mornings were spent at the breakfast table, afternoons filled with laughter and play. He took pride in guiding his eldest son, Cristiano Jr., not just in football, but in life. Success, he told him, is never given. It is earned. And while he pushed his son to strive for greatness, he always reminded him that above all, being a good person mattered more than anything else. His words resonated with millions. To him, the only limits that existed were the ones created in the mind. Critics would always be there, but their voices did not define him. Dedication, sacrifice, and love for the craft, these were the true keys to success. He never shied away from failure, embracing every setback as a lesson, every missed penalty as a reason to train harder. Even when life tested him in ways beyond the football field, he stood resilient. In 2022, he and Georgina faced an unimaginable tragedy, the loss of one of their newborn twins. It was a heartbreak that no words could truly capture. Yet, even in his deepest sorrow, he chose to keep moving forward, finding strength in his family and dedicating his performances to the son he lost. But his impact extended far beyond the game. He used his success to uplift others, donating millions to hospitals, funding education projects, and providing aid in times of disaster. To him, fortune was meaningless if not shared. Whenever he visited schools, academies, or met young dreamers, his message was always the same: believe in yourself, put in the work, and never give up. If he could rise from nothing to become one of the greatest athletes in history, then so could they. His ambition stretched beyond football. As he approached his 40s, he prepared for life after the game, investing in businesses, building a future beyond the sport that had defined him. But his story was never just about football. It was about resilience, discipline, and an unyielding spirit that refused to be broken. And here's a thought to leave you with. 96% of people in this world never chase their passion. They spend their lives working for the 4% who dared to dream, who dared to take action. Ronaldo never belonged to the 96%. He chose to be among the few who refused to settle, who turned every obstacle into an opportunity. His journey was not just about talent. It was about relentless effort, about pushing beyond limits that others saw as impossible. Excuses will never lead to success. No matter the hardships, you must keep going. Ronaldo never let his humble beginnings, his father's struggles, or even a heart condition deter him. He turned every challenge into fuel, every doubt into motivation. Passion and hard work, together they are unstoppable. Talent might open doors, but only discipline and commitment will keep them open. He never stopped improving, never stopped striving for more, no matter how much he had already achieved. Your struggles do not define you, they shape you. Every setback, every failure, every pain, these are the very things that can make you stronger. So, the real question is, which side do you want to be on? The 96% who settle, or the 4% who carve their own destiny? Because in the end, the power to change your life is in your hands. The only thing that remains is whether you are willing to put in the work,